Welcome back to KCTV English News. I'm Angel Kim. The first confirmed case of the COVID-19 virus has been reported in Jeju. A male patient in his 20s tested positive on the 20th after making a trip to Daegu City. He returned to Jeju on a flight with 140 other passengers. He is currently being quarantined at Jeju National University Hospital. Mike Balfour reports.
The first case of COVID-19 has been confirmed in Jeju. The patient is a 22-year-old man in military service. He flew from Jeju to Daegu on February 13th for his vacation and returned to the island on February 18th wearing a mask. After his arrival back on the island, he moved to the Air Force camp near Jeju International Airport. Before returning to the camp, he dropped by a convenience store in front of the camp. Local health authorities say he didn't travel downtown. The patient was quarantined in the camp for symptoms of an itchy throat and cough on February 19th. His first screening test was positive at the medical center at Jeju Halla General Hospital yesterday, February 20th. A second test done by the Korea Center for Disease confirmed the infection. The patient is currently being quarantined in a negative pressure room at Jeju National University Hospital. The taxi driver who gave a ride to the patient is being self-quarantined, and the convenience store that the patient visited is ordered to be temporarily closed. The province is checking passengers who took the same flight with the patient. It was reported that there were 140 passengers on that flight.
이미 확진자가 발생한 군부대는 전 부대원과 시설에 대한 격리 및 소독 조치를 완료했습니다. 확진자 이동 동선에 있던 택시와 편의점에 대해서도 휴업 및 소독과 자가격리 조치를 하였습니다. 확진자가 탑승했던 항공편에 대해서도 명단을 모두 파악하고 항공기 소독 및 밀접 접촉자에 대한 자가격리 조치도 완료한 상태입니다.
There are concerns of possible virus spread while he was flying and staying at the military base. The confirmation of Jeju's first COVID-19 patient has increased islanders' vigilance. Mike Balfour, KCTV.
Please make sure to take the highest level of precautionary measures. A visitor to Jeju who was in contact with the 31st confirmed case of COVID-19 in Korea was tested negative for the virus. The province announced that the Korea Institute of Health and Environment ran tests on the man in his 30s, but he was confirmed to not have been infected by the virus. Originally from the city of Daegu, the man moved to Jeju on the 10th and began working in the province on the 11th. The province took measures to quarantine him at the Seogwipo Medical Center until the results of the tests were released. Even after the official diagnosis confirmed non-infection, the man has taken measures to self-quarantine until the 23rd. The provincial government also urged his close colleagues to refrain from using public transportation and gathering in public places. Ko Yoo-jung has been sentenced to life imprisonment after the first trial of the murder of her ex-husband and stepson. Judge Chung Bong-gi of the Jeju District Court sentenced Ko to life imprisonment on February 20th for murder, desecration of a human corpse, and concealing the corpse of her ex-husband. The court explained that the harsh sentence was handed down to Ko for committing a deliberate crime with the intention of killing her ex-husband and showing no signs of remorse or guilt. However, as there is still no evidence that directly ties Ko to the murder of her stepson, the prosecution could only present circumstantial evidence, which was not enough to convict her. She was consequently declared innocent of the murder of her stepson. The tourism industry is facing a severe crisis due to the COVID-19 outbreak and has led the heads of national tourism associations to gather in Jeju to hold an emergency policy meeting. The leaders reported that the nation's tourism industry is on the verge of collapse and urged Seoul to take measures to boost the domestic economy by promoting domestic tourism. They asked the government to withdraw their recommendation for restricting public events and demanded that the safety of travel be guaranteed via a thorough quarantine system. President Boo Dong-seok of the Jeju Tourism Association requested assistance from other local associations to help promote tourism on the island. Thousands of islanders were arrested and sentenced to years in prison on the trumped-up charges during the April 3rd incident without a proper trial 7 decades ago. In June 2019, 10 families of missing victims applied for retrials, but haven't yet had the victims' names cleared by a court. This week, another 341 families of missing victims filed reconsideration bills to the Jeju District Court to restore the victims' honor. Mike Laidman reports.
A group of elderly Jeju residents visits the Jeju District Court. They have come all this way to apply for the retrial of cases that had their parents, brothers, and sisters convicted for false offenses during the infamous April 3rd incident. Some families have been in limbo, tortured by grief for 72 years, not knowing if their missing family members are alive or dead. All they hope is that the names of their loved ones be cleared by the court. Among the more than 2,500 people who were on the prisoner lists made during the April 3rd incident, families of 10 applied for a retrial in June of last year. Following this earlier request, families of 341 more victims joined in this week. However, procedures for the retrial for the first 10 victims have yet to be initiated. The victims of the atrocities that occurred between 1947 and 1949 were allegedly sentenced to either 1 year in a martial prison or else simply given the death sentence over false claims against the safety of the state. The surviving family members of the missing victims will represent their family members and give their testimony in court. Lawyers on the side of the plaintiffs have narrowed down the list of applicants after screening roughly 500 people. There were 2,530 Jeju residents who went missing all those years ago. Now, all eyes are on the court system as more retrial claims from surviving victims and families come forward. Mike Laidman, KCTV.
The morning low in Jeju City will be 10, and the afternoon high, 14 degrees. Down south in Sokipul, temperatures will fall between 10 and 14. The low before lunch in Seongsan will be 9, and the high in the afternoon, 14 degrees. Across the island in Kosan, a low of 10 in the morning, warming up to a high of 14 degrees. Up on the mountain at Songpanak, the morning low is at 3 degrees, topping off at 8 degrees in the afternoon. Out on the water, winds will be out of the west and northwest at a speed of 8 to 13 meters per second and waves between 1 and 2.5 meters. And here's a look at the extended forecast. Thank you for joining us today at KCTV English News. You can follow us on YouTube at KCTV eNews Jeju and on KCTV's VOD service. Have a great evening and we'll see you next week.